Hi everyone, this is Bryan Eisenberg. Welcome to Understanding, Predicting, and Motivating Behavior. Today I'd like to get a better understanding of how people actually buy. See, when a person goes through their buying process, and this has been the traditional buying process that's been identified for years and years and years, they recognize they have a problem, a need, a want, a desire. They then go ahead and do a search. That search usually starts in their head trying to figure out, what is this problem? How do I call it? Then they may, well, in the past, used to go to a few friends and they'd talk about it. Maybe they'd go to a yellow page or something like that. But of course, along came Google, MSN, Yahoo, Ask, Excite, all these. And it changed the nature of, obviously, how people solve their problems and how they search for them. Even how people evaluate their problems has changed significantly. But to understand how this process completely works, this is not a linear process. People recognize they have this problem, and it kind of like Sisyphus pushing a boulder up the hill. It'll go up some, then it'll go down some. They move from stage to stage until they finally complete it, and they're more than satisfied that they've solved their problem. See, we can actually see this behavior in the way visitors actually navigate web page. And so let me talk about two typical patterns we'll see people navigate on the web. The first one is a visitor comes, they see your page, they take a look at it, they want something, but then they leave right away. We call that a bounce. Or they came to any page and they exited, also they bounced off that page, unless of course they completed their task, and that's a different story. The second type of pattern I like to talk about is where someone comes and say they get to your category page, they look through all the different products trying to figure out which is the right one for them. They go to the first product, they take a look, they say, well, not really sure. They go back again to the category page, they try to figure out again, which is the next right product. They'll bounce again to the next page. They take a look, oh, maybe that's not right. And at some point along this process, they may visit several of these pages, and they eventually leave. This process is called pogo stick or pogo sticking. And again, it should be something that people take into consideration as you look at the patterns of behavior in your web analytics. What you need to understand is that visitor behavior is driven by relevance. Because they recognize they have this problem, the want, the need, the desire, they get completely focused on that. Google explains it. This is Krishna Bharat, who's a senior research scientist at Google. He says, we provide strong sense so users don't lose time. We take the text from the page as relevant to the query and include it in the summary. Advertiser come to the realization that ads must have a scent that the user will likely find useful. So scent is just the information architect usability world's term for relevance. It comes from the way that people actually navigate the web. This was discovered by Xerox PARC, that people actually navigate the similar ways to the way animals hunt in the forest. Okay, they seek out a scent, kind of like a bloodhound, and they try to track it down. And hopefully nothing distracts them. Of course, maybe people don't have the same attention span on the web as we used to, so maybe they're a little bit more like beagles. They catch a scent, they catch something else, and they run off to another side.